Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be just doing a look, obviously not necessarily a review, just because I think everyone in the world has this palette, but I kind of just wanted to do like a final homage to the original Naked palette, just because, you know, it's such a well-loved palette. For me, this was the first real palette that ever got me into makeup. This was my first ever high-end purchase. So, you know, just wanted to do like a fun little look today and, you know, a little send-off for the original Naked palette. So here we go. I'm going to be using my Morphe brushes, and then when I can, I'm going to try to use the brush that it came with. Alright, so let's get this rocking and rolling. I'm going to get started by putting the shade Naked all over the lid and in the crease. So yeah, this palette for sure definitely was the first one that ever got me into makeup, just as it was I think for everybody else, because when I was when I was online looking, a lot of my friends were actually posting about how this was, you know, such a big deal that this palette was going away, because this was like the palette that, you know, got all of us first started into makeup. And, you know, it's just kind of sad that it's going away, but, you know, you gotta make, some time for some new stuff. But if I'm being honest with you, I haven't touched this. It's been a hot minute since I have actually like used, looked at, or even touched this palette. But yeah, so I guess it's kind of why I wanted to like dig it out and use it for today's look. Yeah, so Naked is all over my lid and my crease, and I'm gonna go back in with the shade Buck in the crease as well. But yeah, Urban Decay was like the first ever high-end brand that I purchased from. I just thought that I was like the coolest thing because they were like beauty with an edge, and like I wanted to have an edge, you know, or at least I thought that I did. Definitely didn't. But yeah, so I just, you know, I bought a bunch of their stuff. I thought that they were like the coolest, and I thought I was the coolest because I was buying stuff from them. You know, this was just like a really iconic palette for a lot of people. Like, I remember everybody used to do their makeup with this palette growing up for competition because it had all the brown shades in it, and these are the shades that we were required to use. So yeah, I just thought that it was a little bit, like, this was a big staple in my childhood. And I know it looks like I haven't used it a lot, but like, I have dug into some of these colors, and I think that there are actually like Smog. I don't think I've ever even actually touched this color with a finger or a brush because it looks brand new. So there's that right there. But yeah, definitely an iconic palette for all of us. I have the other Nakeds too. I actually don't have all of them. I have this one, Naked Smoky, Naked Heat, and then the Naked Basics palette, which I actually think I've used all of them once. What a waste of money on my part. They weren't a waste of money, but for me to buy palettes that I only ever used once, like, that's kind of like shame on me, you know? Alright, now I'm going to go in with a little bit of a smaller brush, and I'm going to take Hustle and put it in the outer corner. In a way, I feel like I'm kind of doing like my old competition makeup, kind of. Just putting this in the outer V, to keeping it nice and tight. Gonna do the same thing over here. And I think this is the first palette that ever taught me like about different shades and how there could be so many browns, you know what I mean? I don't know, I just think that this is the palette that got me like, that made me more aware of like depth and how to layer colors and, you know, how to be adventurous even though these are all neutral shades. You know, I just think that this was such a big palette for everyone in their younger years, and it's sad to see it go, but like we said, I haven't used this in a really long time, but it is like a piece of history. So even when the colors crumble, I think that this might not be a palette that I ever get rid of. It might be one that just kind of stays around forever. Just feel like I want this to be a little bit darker. Just a little bit. I think this is the palette too that probably put them on the market, you know? Just taking a clean brush and just gonna fluff out these edges a little bit. But yeah, I kind of feel like this is the palette that kind of really made them blow up, you know? Because for a while, this was all anyone could talk about. And every time they dropped a new palette, this was all anyone could talk about. I never got on the Naked 2. I think Naked 2 was the one with all the pinks in it. I never got on that one because I just for the longest time, and I still kind of don't feel like pinks look very good on my skin tone, that is. I don't know. When I'm tan, I guess they look okay, but this girl has barely been outside all summer. I think I've laid out maybe 3 times all summer. I am going to go back in with Hustle. I want to keep trying to build it on this side because I just think it's not coming out the way I want it to, but you know, just a little darker. There we go, we're getting somewhere now. Cool, we're gonna go back in with that same brush and just keep fanning out the edges. You know, I think it's been a long time since I've bought anything Urban Decay. I think the last thing I purchased from them was probably the Naked Heat palette, which I was so excited for. Like, I remember, I mean, I wasn't actually drooling, but I remember like drooling over that palette. And then maybe they were the first that I had noticed at the time, but I think they were like the first company to come out with that shade range, like that story all together of colors. And after that, like Tarte released I don't even know what they call it, but their palette with that color range, and like I think everybody got on the bandwagon with that one. But I definitely remember Naked being the first-ish one to do so. So back in the day when I used to use this palette, I would never wet my brush, but I didn't really know what that was at the time. But let's do it now and kind of see how that plays out for us. So I'm going to use my Morphe brush, and this is just some water. I don't feel like having fresh smelling eyelids today. It's just some water. We're gonna go in actually with Sidecar. I feel like I use this color all the time. And then just put it in the outer corner so we can blend them together. I feel like this palette also really got me to appreciate like a good shimmer. Just because up until this point, I think all I had was like drugstore brand makeup. So, I don't know. Stuff, you know, is never like, at least back then, it was not, you know, you got what you paid for. Cool. Anyone? Brooklyn Nine-Nine? I love that show. I'm so happy that it's coming back. Okay. I'm gonna go back in with Hustle and a bigger brush to just kind of blend this area together a little bit better. Yeah. And I'm going to go back in again with that fluffy brush. Just kind of clean this up a little bit, get it all together. Cool. Now let's go in with this brush, the brush that it came with, and we're going to use the little, the flatter side of this. And we're going to go into Sin. We're going to wet it. We're going to go into Sin. And we are going to put that on like the middle to the inner corner part of the eye. Oh, this color is so pretty. This used to be my jam. This color. This palette used to be my jam. Maybe I'll continue to keep breaking it out now that it's going away. Maybe I'll keep messing around with it. I forgot how much this palette meant to me. Do you ever feel like you have one eye that always comes out better than the other? I feel like today is this one. I don't know. Okay. Now we are going to go in with my super tiny brush. Well, it's really not that super tiny, my Y20. And we are going to put Virgin on the inner corner and on the brow bone. This was the color that got me to like highlight the inner corners of my eye. Got me to like understand what that was. This palette was like my sexual awakening for makeup, I guess you could call it. Maybe we shouldn't call it that, but I don't know. This palette was really special. It was really something special. I just felt so like, I don't know, like important when I had it, or that I had it. Just because like I felt like I was part of something. I'm surprised that this palette even still works because I've had it for so long. Like, I'm surprised the shades still have any life left in them. Alright, we are going to go in with my Y22 brush, and we're just going to put a little bit of buck under the eye, a little bit of hustle in the side corner, and then we're going to finish it off with some Virgin, and we will be right back. And I am back. I am going to leave again, and I'm going to put on some eyeliner and some mascara and a little bit of lipstick, and we will finish this look. And I'm back with the final look. I ended up putting on the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner, the Milk Makeup Kush Mascara, and the Nars Velvet Lip Glide in Bound. I had a lot of fun using this palette again. It's been a while since I even picked it up, like I said earlier, but I don't know, this was just like a big moment for me in makeup, my personal makeup history. I don't know, I kind of just became really interested in makeup once I bought this palette and wanted to play around and found how much I loved makeup, and it's taken me a really long time to even start this channel and, you know, want to do anything like this. So it's kind of come a little bit full circle for me using this palette again and starting a channel and posting a video about it. And I know I'm super late to the game to be even posting a video about this product, but the fact that I did it years later is kind of really cool to me. So yeah, this is the final look, and we are saying goodbye for the last time to the Naked, the original Urban Decay Naked palette. And yeah, we will see what else Urban Decay has to offer. and make some more room in our collections for some other stuff. But I definitely don't think this is a palette that's going to be going anywhere for me. It's just kind of one that's very sentimental that I probably won't be throwing away anytime soon. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Be on the lookout for more videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, guys.